Hey everyone, welcome back to YOLAMAX Universal Language Media Exchange. Our mission is to make practicing speaking new languages fun. On YouTube, we make videos about language and society and culture. This video belongs to the society and culture category, and we're talking about money, so it's kind of a sensitive subject. If you don't agree with me, that's fine. I'm just trying to tell you guys how I see it as an American and how I think it differs from how a lot of Germans see it. And the title of this video, actually not really sure what it is yet, but it's about the different ways that the American mentality and the German mentality view money. So it was kind of spurred on by my own most recent video, which was, Is America Better Than Germany? And if you saw the thumbnail, right on there in big letters said yes or yeah. And it's not really that clear cut like it is in the title and thumbnail, but if I had to give it like a, final answer, like photo finish, who won, I would say the United States is a little bit ahead. But it is so nuanced that it's not really even that valuable of a determination or a judgment. It's really more about what you want to do with your life and who you want to be and what you want to do and like which country fits that better. In a lot of cases, Europe is better than the United States. But I want to go into a couple of the comments here. I have a YouTube app. Basically, Germany and Europe in general is much more socialist than the United States. And as an American, I am very anti-socialist. Although that doesn't really say much nowadays because a lot of Americans are super socialist. I'm more of a libertarian, if anything. I think there are some good points there. Like, if I'm not bothering anybody, why should you be able to determine what I do? Like, why should you make rules for me if I'm not bothering anybody? That's basically my whole philosophy. So if I hit comments here, sorry, I had to go stir the pasta. All right, so basically the United States is anti-communist, essentially. Although, like I said, a lot of people are becoming really communist in the United States nowadays. People want free healthcare, free insurance, free manicures, free pedicures, free everything. That'd be great. I think it's great. I would love to have all that stuff. I would love free seminars of, free movie tickets and free everything. Free education. Hello? That would be great. All my student debt I wouldn't have had to get. But where's the money going to come from? And having felt what it's like here in Germany to have so much of your money taken out of your paycheck for all these social services, which I don't even use, I do think it's like a bit painful. But what people don't seem to see in like the same light in Germany compared to the United States is that you don't have to necessarily be evil to be capitalist. And that's kind of where I want to get into the comments. One of the first comments I wanted to address was, here it is, by Hape. What a terrible name, no offense, but Hape. Come on. No one in Europe says the US are better. Is the US plural? At least when he/she is in his/her right mind. The EU is bold-faced type objectively better in any single measurement you like to compare, from healthcare to political system. Does he mean the political system? Okay, to criminal statistics, to environmental standards, to infrastructure, to life expectancy, and so on. By the way, money doesn't work. People work for your interest by, quote, investing and, quote, letting your money work for you. You're nothing else than a modern feudalist, aka capitalist. This might just be my personal theory, so you can take it or leave it. But I personally believe that most of the Hold on, I gotta go stir the pasta again. Alright, so what I was saying was, this is my personal opinion. You don't have to agree with me, but if you disagree, I'm really sorry I hurt your feelings. What I want to say is that I think most of people's exploitation is really brought on to themselves by themselves. And I do think that is probably going to give me a lot of backlash. But when I'm talking about people's exploitation, I'm not talking about people in Africa, who the whole continent has been exploited by Europe, or not just Europe, but everyone of European lineage, basically. The European race just tried to conquer the whole entire world, is what I'm saying there. But all the rich countries, whether it's the United States, the Netherlands, the United Kingdom, Australia, whatever, if you're unhappy and you're doing a job that you don't like and feel used by a gigantic system you have no idea how it works, and everything's run by money and money's evil, and you feel personally exploited. If you're watching a YouTube video and you feel like the world is exploiting you, or that there's no way to make money without exploiting other people, I would say people exploit themselves in that scenario. People just throw away their own values for money just because they're addicted to a paycheck because of whatever obligations they've signed up for. I mean, hold on, I gotta go serve the pasta. 2 minutes and then I'm done. I'm gonna pour this pasta out. Not quite al dente yet. My personal theory is that most of the exploitation in the first world is people exploiting themselves because they're addicted to some, basically, either stuff, people's approval, obligations to their family, which they might have thought they wanted, but it turns out actually having kids was a lot more work and a lot less fun than they thought. I don't know. I had a vasectomy. I don't want kids. I don't want to know. I really don't want to know, like, the love-hate relationship you have with giving away your entire life to raise kids and, like, kind of get fulfillment from them. But in my opinion, that's not my idea of fulfillment. So if you're not feeling fulfilled, you're working a job you hate and feeling exploited because, of course, there's much more money to be made out there, but you're not getting any cut of it. I do think you're being exploited by yourself because you could choose to invest, like other people have, in hard assets instead of just buying crap you don't need to impress people you don't really even like with money you don't have. But most people don't have any financial education. I'm really sorry about that. I'm sorry we don't learn about that in school. We don't learn about that from our parents. We don't learn about relationships. We don't learn about nutrition. We don't learn about any of the important stuff in life. But that's not really like the people who are in power, who have already attained assets and wealth. That's not really necessarily their job. All right, I gotta go pour out the pasta. Yeah, I gotta go. I have to make some sauce for this pasta. But basically, what I'm saying is, you guys, us on YouTube, any of us from these rich countries can't really complain about being exploited just because we were born into a middle-class family and there are other families you could have been born into. It's not really the job of the rich people to educate the poor people on how they got rich and give away their secret pasta recipe. Why should, like, the best pasta restaurant in all of Italy publish all of its intellectual knowledge, intellectual value, intellectual property? Why would it ever do that? And it's the exact same thing if you have a recipe for making money and providing value and providing your customers with something that they really want. That's where your secret recipe is. That's your secret sauce. Why would you publish that? And so you can read the book, The Richest Man in Babylon. And the question is posed in there, I mean, kind of rhetorically, but not really. How can you take someone who has figured out how to do something, take their results and just give it to other people because they didn't figure out how to do it? You can't punish that person for figuring something out. You're crushing innovation right there. You're crushing people who have a vision, who have an idea, who have something they want to build. Because why would they do it if it's just going to get taken away from them by the government to be given out to people who basically just sit around twiddling their thumbs complaining about how the rain is coming through their roofs? Obviously, there are a lot more nuances here than a 10-minute video would ever contain, but the point being, in America, you have a little bit more acceptability of someone who wants to hustle and make money and make valuable goods or services and make wealth by creating a business. In Germany, it's almost like, actually, not just Germany. I do think it's even worse in some of these other countries where everyone wants, like, free bedingungsloses Grundeinkommen, absolutely conditionless. I don't know, how do you even say that in English? Just free income. I do think they're actually doing that in, like, Sweden or Norway somewhere as an experiment with some people, but still, it's just, I mean, of course, who wouldn't want that? The question is, where's that money going to come from? And what incentive do you have to start a business if all of your own earnings are just going to be siphoned away? I've started a business here. I created ULMX UG, which is kind of like an LLC or something like that. But, you know, they're trying to get me to pay into this IHK, like, weird Gesellschaft thing. I don't want any of their services. I don't want to be part of a Gewerkschaft or any of that. I just want to be free. Oh my God. You know, like, as a vegan, you get so mad when people complain about the environment. It's just like, yeah, okay, you can complain about the coal industry all you want or air transport or whatever, but methane from cows is the worst contributor to global warming. Methane from cows, which will dissipate in 10 years. CO2 takes 120 years to dissipate. Has like 10 times less effect on global warming than methane. So it's like, yeah, you guys can talk all you want about nutrition. Yeah, we need to figure out ways to create sustainable nutrition. Maybe we can eat jellyfish, blah, blah, blah. Or whatever it is. And it's like, okay. Or you could just go vegan. It's like, well, I'm not really satisfied being in this middle class lifestyle, having to sell all my time for money, blah, blah, blah. Well, you could potentially pass up on that if you wanted to, but you think money is evil, so you're not going to do that. You're not even going to educate yourself on money just because you think it's evil. You're never going to beat someone who's playing to win if you're playing not to lose. You know what I mean? You're never going to win a game when the stakes for you are you break even and the stakes for them are they come out ahead. You know, everyone fighting to get all the same is never going to win against people who are fighting to get more for themselves. They have more motivation. It's messed up in a way, but not really makes sense. I mean, yeah, it makes sense depending on how you want to look at it. I'm saying the American mindset, what I just said, none of that was too controversial. For the European mindset, that was all a bunch of greedy bullshit. Like, I'm just a evil capitalist. But even in feudalism, how do you think these people became so low? Like, really? At the tribe level, how do you eventually let someone go up and have other people go down? When you think like 5,000 years ago, before all of that like castle crap and all that, 5,000 years ago, Utsis walking through the, Alps. Like, how does it come down to this? Like, some people are down in the mud, some people up on top of the mountain. Certain people were paying attention to certain things, and other people were paying attention to other certain things, and those different things had much different trajectories. Of course, it's terrible. Feudalism. Those people have nothing. But how would they get anything? They weren't, like, they had no leverage to really get stuff. All they had was a few potatoes. Even before potatoes came to Europe. You know what I'm saying? Or the Incas, who actually had potatoes. Same thing. Some people went up, some people went down. I was reading this book by Bodo Schaefer. I don't know where it is right now. Somewhere. I'm not really sure. But Bodo Schaefer says there have been studies where they figured out if all of the money was just suddenly equally distributed among all people, after 15 years, the exact same people who had all the money before would have reaccrued it back and rediverted it back into their own coffers. And that's just how it is. Because it's just a game. Yeah. And I don't see anything really implicitly. Of course, lots of people play the game unethically, but there's nothing unethical about the game per se, I don't think. Personally, as an American, that's how I see it. Because what's the alternative? Communism. Out. Fully out. Think about this. Even if you believe in like everyone having the same, we have all the same rights generally because of the laws, but say everyone all had the same stuff. But there's no way to just teleport yourself into that world. How are you going to get that stuff out of the hands of the people who have a lot? Think they're just going to give it to you? No. You kill all those people. It's like, what are you thinking? They're not going to just give it to you. So communism is predicated on killing all the people who won't give you their stuff up for free. Democratie, right? I mean, nah. That is not democracy. That is not the basis of like a equal and fair society. It's totally evil. That's my American perspective.